Right at the start of the game, in the character selection awaits one of the most important decisions all of us have to make. The decision of either playing a custom character or an origin character. And this decision is important as it will drastically influence how the game will play out for you. So with that said, let's dive right in and let's have a look at the custom character. You have to imagine him like a blank sheet, an unwritten piece and full of potential, which basically means that you can make your character, including the appearance, race, class and most important, without any predetermined backstory. You can do whatever you like, play yourself or maybe play a badass version of yourself with some naughty tattoos or something else, I don't know. Or maybe you just want to imitate your favorite celebrity. It doesn't matter, because no matter how you look, there won't be things you may have done in the past which may hinder you in certain situations in today's time. Because if you take an origin character, all of this looks different. Because they have a deep backstory which is connected to this world. And with each of the backstories, they experience this world in their own way. So you start off at the current phase of life. You play as them with their appearance, character traits, class and all their past, which can wildly influence how certain parts of the game play out. So dialogues, situations and different events will play out completely in another way, because it will be all in relation to the chosen origin character. But that doesn't mean that everything is predetermined, because you can still choose how you want the future of them to look like, how the character develops. Only because a character was evil in the past doesn't mean you have to continue this path. You can still try to make them good. Their past is their past, and the future is dependent on you. You made the decision to play them. You made the decision to play them in their world, and you also won't be able to change their class at the beginning, except for one of the origin characters, the Dark Urge, but we will come to him in a minute. As mentioned, you can't change the origin's character class in the beginning, but at some point you can. But the question is if this is the right decision, because if you decide to respect them at one point, you have to think about that the world in relation to the character is built and it won't change, won't treat them different. The game will continue to play out in correlation to the character's original traits. So even though you can play them and change to your favorite class, it probably won't make much sense or won't benefit you. At least I would think so, because you have to think about that the character was built in this way. The class was built into their backstory, into their role into this world. And this is a fixed situation which won't change. If you change your class, the world will treat you as you had the beginning class. It won't treat you as you have the new class. So, for one character, all of this is different. The Dark Urge. It is the only origin character where you can change all of the things like name, appearance, class and so on right in the character selection. But since he is an origin character, he will have a predetermined backstory. But the thing about this, which is a really cool idea I think, and has a lot of potential to it to be a lot of fun, is that he doesn't remember his own story. So, if you play him, you start off in the current situation like all the other origin characters. But you too won't have any knowledge of his past, but the world you play in will have this knowledge. So, while playing him, you will have to master his persona, as his name already tells. He has a dark urge, and this is killing. And this urge will overcome him and you have to play with it or around it. It depends on how you want to handle this whole situation. So this is just a quick excursus to this character, because I think it's a really cool idea. So what is the best decision now? Play a custom or an origin character? Well, it depends. I myself will start off with a custom, as I don't want to be held against my will in certain situations. I want to experience the world from zero on, without any circumstances I didn't cause myself. And I think for a first playthrough it will give the best immersion possible, as you are creating everything from a blank sheet. You are creating the situations, you are creating everything from the beginning, and the story which will evolve from it will be your story and not one which is already written or a part of it already written. So keep that in mind. And the cool thing about playing a custom character is that if you're going on a second, third or whatever playthrough, then it really makes sense. Because if you then choose an origin character, it really enhances your playthrough. Because maybe you already got to know them through your own playthrough, with your custom playthrough, and witness this companion's story or a part of their story. But maybe at some situations you just didn't know why they are doing such things, or you didn't understand them, or something else. But if you're going on a second playthrough and play them in this time, the whole thing will change, because you can now see their perspective, play the game with a different knowledge, and maybe some decisions or parts of the game which took place make sense now. So it really depends on how you want to play the game. If you're only doing one playthrough, then the decision will be a little bit harder, I think. But if you're going on multiple playthroughs, then I think this is the only real way to go. But of course, you can give me your thoughts about this. But either way, for a first or maybe the only playthrough, both ways will be just fine. Larian Studios, they wouldn't make a game where you, if you take one of the decisions, that your whole playthrough won't be as amazing as another. I think each of their playthroughs will have their own amazing story. So maybe the best thing would be that you just look at the origin characters, read their description, look at it if really something catches you, and then you can decide. And if you just can't decide, which class or which character you want to play or something else, just read their descriptions and take that which captures you the most and play their story, because everyone is different and maybe for you this is the best way. Tell me what your plan is. I'm really curious, because there are so many different decisions to make. But this one right here is the first and most important, of course. So have a nice day and thanks for watching.